Blessings, my sisters and brothers, soul seekers and star seeds. This is Priscilla Campos, the Atlantean priestess, teacher, healer, and director of the Temples of Atlantis. It's been a lot going on. I'm Canadian. I know there's a lot going on in our world, but there's a lot going on in Canada. And some things I want to share today is that the Temples of Atlantis I opened on February 2nd, a very big, powerful date. And I opened it right near the start of the Canadian Convoy for Freedom. And there's many factors, as there's many factors for you. There's the bigger world scene. There's the scene within our own countries, the scene within our own province and states. And then there's what we're processing ourselves through our family, through our friends, through our circles, through our careers, through our own energy patterns. So what I've noticed since I've opened the Temples of Atlantis is that I'm exhausted, I'm tired, I'm emotional, and I'm all over the place. Now, I want to preface by saying that I have pretty steady emotions. I'm actually really chill, quite kind and compassionate, also very sarcastic though, with a tendency to get angry fast. And that's why being a Reiki master and practicing the principles of Reiki has helped quell some of that fire. So I'm either, really open, chill, loving, ready, or I get enough annoyed that I get the fire. But what's interesting, because I'm really observing myself in these times, is that I feel like I've been going through almost every emotion that I'm capable of within a cycle of 1 to 3 days, where I'm totally hopeful and joyful and elated and proud of everyone awakening. And then I'm also disheartened and disappointed and frustrated with those who are labeling this convoy, which is unity and peace and freedom, with the words of our Prime Minister. They like to label it as anti-this, anti-that, as a white supremacist movement, as it being very racist, as it being a fringe majority or minority. We've heard a lot of this already, a lot of you that are off of mainstream media and follow social medias and alternative media. So I just want to say that to everyone, that you're not alone in how you're feeling. I'm blessed that I continue to talk to my friends in my spiritual world that really help anchor me, that are there to listen to me, that are trying to help me either by reading my chart or offering a healing for me. I've been spending a ton of time in the bathtub. Sometimes I feel like crying and nothing comes out, which is really frustrating for me. I just wish I could have the release. And then I found that my throat chakra and my jaw will lock up if my husband is asking me to share with him what's going on in my mind, and I feel like I can't find the words. I have so many thoughts, so many emotions, that I don't even know what it's all about. So that's something I wanted to share with you. Now, ways that you're going to need to counteract that is the things that are healthiest for you. And to me, this doesn't include consuming more media in terms of movies, TV shows. The more you awaken, the more you see how much propaganda is in all of it. And it's so tiring. And I knew a lot of things about corruption prior to 2020. But I spent March, April, and May of 2020 going down the most rabbit holes I've ever gone through. And in that time, I learned so much about Disney, Hollywood, the music industry, more about the cabal than I ever thought possible, and the list goes on. So I'll be very honest that I still watch NBA. I have loved the Golden State Warriors since 2014, but I also practice non-attachment, because when everything falls, we're going to see how entertainment in particular has always been to distract us from purpose, from fulfilling our mission, from having the initiative to be healthy, to take care of ourselves, to be with our family. Now, if we think prior to 2020, everything is not 2020's fault. There was plenty of crumbling happening all over the world prior to that, from our technology, from our phones, from the distraction, from social media, from games on the phones, from ads. The list goes on. But everything that we have, we can use it with great purpose for light, or we can allow it to drain us, to lower our vibration, to suck our very life force out of us. So it's always a choice. I've never been afraid to speak out. I've been called some things, including one person called me the worst light worker ever because I shared the truth, and a lot of people don't want to know the truth. So with the Canadian government taking drastic action, I think there's going to be a lot of things that happen here. One, it's going to awaken more people. Two, it has the power to put a further divide into the ones that really, really don't want to awaken, are so stuck and clung to the narrative because they've built such a hill upon it that it is foolish for them to give it up. I get it. But we do need to exercise our rights for free speech, for freedom now, because there's no other time to do it. It's very apparent now that Justin Trudeau is going for a tyrannical dictatorship. The way he is censoring the internet. Fact checkers are hilarious. I'm not sure if you saw this, but let's just say that if you see a fact checker come through, you know that that thing is actually true, right? We've seen it all along with the US election, with the jab, and as well as the whole pandemic in general, right? Always fact checking. I've been shadow banned since December. I'm still growing though, so thank you so much. And anyhow, there's all these things that we're doing. The thing that made me laugh last week was someone had made a post about Fidel Castro being Justin Trudeau's dad. I didn't know. You know, I've seen that now for about 2 years. I don't cling to it. I'm not attached to it. It's possible, but it's also possible that Pierre Trudeau is his father. They kind of have similar looks. But then when a fact checker came out and said that is false, well, then they just proved it. So it's so funny the way that they're trying to manipulate us, but they're just helping us to wake up. And I think that is part of the greater plan here, is that we do have to go through this collective dark night of the soul, which we've all been experienced for quite a while now, to find the truth, to find the light, to come back to Creator, to their love, to their light, to their support, and to really start understanding that we are not alone in the universe, especially. I'm so happy. I've had so many friends send me pictures and videos as of late of different, what I will assume, species from the Galactic Federation of Light hovering around, showing us that they keep showing us we are here, we are protecting you, we are ready. One beautiful thing I saw from Elizabeth April video was how she was in connection with the Galactic Federation, and she had asked kind of like, was there anyone that had helped plan or instigate the Canadian convoy for freedom? And they said no. That's the beautiful thing about it. The humans did this themselves. And that's been a big issue for us as we've been going through this last 30 to 40 years, is that we can only get so far because our consciousness was kind of blocked and shadowed, and not by accident, but mind you, it was always planned that way. But now that more and more awakening and have that free will and that desire for freedom and sovereignty, and now that we're connecting more, now we can ask for more help and they can give it to us. So in particular, when I think of the convoy, not just in Canada, but anywhere where there's protesters doing it peacefully in sacred rebellion to their governments, I call upon Archangel Michael and his legion of angels to protect us all. And I've watched enough things, I've meditated enough, I've shared enough cosmic activations to know that everything is going according to plan. Now, there are some things I don't know about, like should you pull your money out of the bank? I don't know. Should you invest in gold and silver? That seems like a good idea, right? Should you have backup of food and water? Absolutely. We've been talking about that, me and you, since 2020, right? But just an update on Canada, as far as I'm aware of what I can read and absorb in one day, is that the Prime Minister has frozen bank accounts of those involved in the convoy. He's frozen not only the GoFundMe, but also now like the Give and Go or the other fundraiser. He's shut down the banks from doing that. He's dropped insurance. He's contacted the insurance companies, and now those people at the convoy no longer have insurance. And he's called on Biden and his friends from the States to come help tow away these vehicles because Canadian companies won't. So we know this is far, far overreach. Anyone that's still holding on hope that Trudeau was a nice guy, I was with you in 2015. I was with you in 2016. I was still kind of there in 2017. And by 2018, I was like, this ain't good. So there's a huge plot. If you don't, these are some keywords for you to look up. What is the Great Reset? Who's a part of the World Economic Forum? What is Agenda 2030? If you want to go deeper than that, what is adrenochrome? What types of things do celebrities do to get the status that they have? I don't know if I want to go super deep on the other part of that today, but there's a lot going on. Now, at the same time, what's the Great Awakening? What's the solar flashes about, the Great Solar Flash? What is the Galactic Federation of Light if you don't know it? There's a lot you can look at. For me personally, if you look through my Atlantean Priestess page, you're going to see a lot of stuff on there. Some has been censored and deleted by Instagram, but a lot of stuff hasn't. But you're going to get a big clue for a higher consciousness and awareness, I'll say. So, my sisters and brothers, I just wanted to put it out there that I know how you're feeling. There's tons of things happening. What I was getting at before with what Trudeau is doing, what you need to understand is everyone that has been showing their phone for the V-Pass, that is a precursor, if you haven't heard it, to the social credit system that's already in action in China. Now, obviously, Canada's wanting to do it. I've seen different states talk about it, how you're going to have digital driver's license. And don't be fooled. This stuff contains everything about you. And yes, do they have everything about us already? Yes, but it's not as a QR code on the phone. So some inspirational words that I'm paraphrasing from the watches I had today was that this is our chance. This is it. If we do not make a stand right now from Canada and all over the world, we will lose our planet. And I have 2 beautiful daughters and too many loved ones on this earth to let that happen. So I will always be this person that will speak my truth. And at the same time, I will always hold space for you in love and light as you come upon your awakening. Awakening isn't easy, but it is the best and most rewarding experience I've had in this human body as Priscilla. So, thank you for listening to me. I always have intentions of speaking more, but for lots of you that know, running your own business is crazy busy. So I do everything that I can, but please feel free to send me a DM, connect with me. I have quite a few free offerings. I have a wonderful Atlantean Masterclass coming up, and I always offer signature series, healings, readings, everything that I can that spread the scope of finances, okay? So anyhow, you can check out the templesofatlantis.ca. I'm sending you my love. Thank you so much. Peace and strength be with us.